The word redeem means you're making me suffer. You're bothering me. You're upsetting me. And in response to what you're going to do or what you're doing, I'm going to do the right thing, like Jesus. And our sins were hurting him, and he died for us on the cross and loved us when we were not being lovable to him. That's what the spirit of redemption is. And so when our spouse is hurting us, we're now using redemptive behavior. Okay, so let me say 5 reasons for me to use redemptive behavior toward my spouse. Why should I do it? Number 1, it's Christ-like, and we owe a debt to God. It's Christ-like. This is 1 Peter 2 that we just read. For to this you were called, because Christ also suffered for us, leaving us an example that you should follow in his steps. Because Christ suffered for us. Well, let me say this. Grace is God's precious, precious love that he pours out on us without merit. And it's just a wonderful thing that we can be forgiven by God. We can have a ticket to heaven because of God's grace. And all these wonderful things happen because of God's grace. But now listen to me now. God's grace is totally conditional. 100% conditional. You will only have as much of God's grace as you're willing to give to other people. If you don't forgive, you won't be forgiven. That's what Jesus said. Number 2, reason that we should use redemptive behavior. It's the only method of responding to our marriage problems that creates a true solution. See, sometimes I'm a part of the problem. In other words, if I can't use redemptive behavior, it just means I'm more of a part of the problem than I'm willing to say. If I'm hateful, if I'm vindictive, if I'm vengeful, and all those things, it just means I'm a big part of the problem. But whenever I use redemptive behavior, it solves the real problem. Number 3, reason that we should use redemptive behavior. It's the only behavior God will bless and that stops the vicious cycle of pain and rejection. It's the only, you can only defeat a spirit with the opposite spirit. And Jesus said, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who spitefully use you. And so you can only defeat a spirit with the opposite spirit. You fight hate with love. You fight pettiness with generosity. You fight the spirit with the opposite spirit. That's the only thing God will bless. Number 4, it creates the strongest love, intimacy, and marriage bond possible. Redemptive love does. No one loves like a person who's been redeemed. Let me just say this. The reason I love Jesus is because of what he did for me on the cross. But listen, I've had a lot of other offers from a lot of other religions. You know those people that knock on your door? I've had a lot of other offers from a lot of other religions, but the reason I choose Christianity is because of Jesus Christ. He is unique because he redeemed me and paid my price on the cross that I could not pay myself. And that's what redeemers do. Redeemers do something for you that you either can't do or won't do. And that's what Jesus did for me. The reason I love my wife is because she redeemed me. When I was a jerk in our marriage, she treated me better than I deserved, and she redeemed me to be the man that I am right now. And I've redeemed her also. There have been times in our marriage where she was having difficulties and problems, and that my behavior redeemed her. And so there's no the secret of every great marriage is redemptive behavior. You'll never find a great marriage where 2 people just were married with a silver spoon in their mouths and never had any problems. You're going to have problems, and you're going to have suffering in your relationship, and you're going to have to choose redemptive behavior if you're going to solve it. Number 5 reason to use redemptive behavior is it's the calling for every believer. 1 Peter 2:21. You were called to this you were called. It is a calling. Listen, 1 Peter 2 that we read earlier talks about our bosses. And it says, you be submissive and honoring, not just to nice bosses, but to not nice bosses, because this finds favor with God. Listen to it just a minute. Did you know that your job at work is to redeem your boss to the Lord? If your boss is not a Christian. Your job at school is to redeem your friends to the Lord. What I mean, that's why we live. We live to glorify God. And when we go around treating people the way they treat us, or treating people the way the world would treat them, that doesn't honor God. That's what it says. Whenever you go to work or you go to school or wherever you are in your life, and someone is treating you a certain way and you use redemptive behavior and treat them better than they deserve, this finds favor with God. That's what that says, because that's what Jesus did. And to this you were called. It's all of our calling in life. We're able to bring these programs to you because of a very special group of people called our rock-solid partners, and they give every month to this ministry, literally the financial backbone of this ministry. They get a special resource called the Dream Marriage Library. Karen and I are asking you to stand with us financially to help take this message across the world and to help people succeed in marriage. Here's how you can become a partner.
Take a stand for your marriage and become a rock-solid partner today. Join at the $14 level and you'll receive online access to the Dream Marriage Library with a new message each month. At the $28 level, you'll also receive each month's lesson on CD and DVD. And join at the $56 per month level and we'll add exclusive partner perks, including invitation-only access to live phone seminars and exclusive Marriage Today events. Become a rock-solid partner today.
Well, this program today is on redemptive love, and it really talks about when you get into a bad circumstance in your marriage. And every marriage is going to go through a difficult period of time. But Jesus left us an example to follow, and that is that when we're suffering, that we commit ourselves to Him and we entrust ourselves to Him and we do the right thing, that we don't respond with sin and we don't respond in kind. And I'm sitting next to a Redeemer right here because when our marriage was bad, Karen was the one who redeemed our marriage. She did the right thing first, and it's really the reason we're sitting here right now. Don't give up. You be a Redeemer in your marriage and God will bless you. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you next time right here on Marriage Today. God bless you. Goodbye.
Bye. Partner with Marriage Today and receive the series, Our Secret Paradise. Marriage Today's latest book, Happy, Happy Love, will supercharge your marriage with practical tips, wisdom, and inspiration for every stage of marriage. Visit happylovebook.com. Follow your interests and get social by connecting with Jimmy and Karen and the Ministry of Marriage Today on Twitter. And don't forget, become a rock-solid partner and receive the Dream Marriage Library. There's a rock-solid partner level to fit every need.